Feelings, feelings, feelings. Everyone has a lot to say about feelings and emotions. And sometimes they're just straight up wrong. We hear beliefs about emotions all of the time that are not actually reflective of reality. I'm Dr. Mary Kate Ruhan. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and drama therapist, and I help people who have big emotions go from overwhelm to relief. In this video, I'm going to share with you the top 5 myths that I hear about emotions. The first and most annoying one is you should stop feeling how you're feeling. Unfortunately, we cannot just stop feeling how we're feeling. The reality is that we have these emotional responses, and while we can choose how to respond to that feeling, the initial emotional experience can happen regardless of whether or not we want it to. So imagine I get some bad news at work that the company is about to lay off half of the employees. My initial response is potentially fear. And while I can't change that I felt afraid, I can change how I respond. So I could have the instinct to start emailing everyone I know at work, asking if they know any additional details. Or I could choose to notice that I'm afraid and decide to take a deep breath and go for a walk and collect my thoughts. So when someone tells us, stop feeling that way, well, the reality is we usually can't really just stop feeling whatever we're feeling. Another myth that I hear all the time from my clients is that being emotional is a weakness. It is not a weakness. Being in touch with your emotions is being in touch with what you need and what you care about. If you experience emotions, that means that you have the capacity for empathy and connection and love. So no, it is not a weakness. It is actually a strength, believe it or not. Another myth that I hear is being emotional is irrational. The way I see it is that emotions are actually giving us important information. They're giving us reasons to engage in certain behaviors. For example, if I feel love, it's giving me a reason to go hug someone I care about. If I feel scared, it's giving me a reason to do whatever I need to do to protect myself from the threat. There is a little nuance here. If we are a 10 out of 10 in terms of emotional distress, we are extremely dysregulated, we do lose access to the part of our brain that can engage in reasoning and logic. So generally, emotions help us understand our experience of the world and help us understand other people. However, if we are super elevated, super distressed, super emotional, we may not have access to reason. And if you're curious about that, I have a video about the DBT mind states that can explain this relationship between emotions and reason. Another myth that I hear from my clients is that suppressing emotions is healthy. No, it is not. It is not healthy to suppress emotions. Sometimes it can be helpful to distract from emotions or do things to try to change our feelings. It is not healthy to try and repress our emotions. First of all, when we push down all of those feelings, they come out in some other way, whether we eventually just lash out at someone or have an anxiety attack or start having physical ailments or just feeling exhausted. So repression doesn't work, and it is not a healthy response to our emotional life. We need to be willing and able to sit with and experience our emotions in order to live a full and healthy life. Finally, some of my clients believe that crying is a sign of instability. Crying is such a strength. It is such an important way of expressing whatever emotions we're feeling on the inside. And there's actually physiological benefits to the act of crying. We usually feel relief afterwards. It is not an indication that you are unstable or weak or wrong. It is an indication that you are getting in touch with what matters to you, with what's important to you. So those are the top 5 myths that I hear from my clients. Please feel free to comment with any myths that you hear or any beliefs that you're wondering, hey, Dr. MK, is this true? Is this not true? I'm not sure if this is a myth or not. And I'll be happy to address them in a future video. And also, if you could subscribe, that would be awesome. Thank you.